Hello, my loves. It's been such a long time since I did a video. Hi. I want to talk about tonight's session at 8 p.m. Eastern a little bit. So when I was tuning in for a topic this week, Spirit showed me this image of you going forward, and behind you as you go forward is this deep letting go of all this like super deep sadness and loss and depression and heaviness and like devastation and just all these really like those type of vibrational feelings. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. And then as I started to get into it, what was interesting is like 90% of what you're going to release is actually coming from your ideas of how your life should be, or how it should have been, or what somebody should be doing, or what life should be doing. It's all this layers and layers of both like conscious expectations and ideas and super deep unconscious expectations and ideas of how things should be. And on this path of awakening, one of the hardest things ever is to see our identities for what they are, see these shoulds and how things should be, and this idea and this concept of life, to see it for what it is, because it feels really true and it just happens automatically. Like my life should be X, Y, and Z, and X, Y, and Z isn't happening, and that means something's wrong with me, and I'm missing something, and I need to go heal something. It's all this like mental, emotional energy, and then what that does is it creates me to suffer because I'm in some idea of what should be happening, versus going, oh, I'm in some idea of how my life should be, or how someone should have just acted, or even what I should have just done. Let me like catch that, draw it back down into my heart, to my beingness, into my truth, and to be like, is any of that true? This is what's happening. My life as it is right now is what's happening, whether I think it should be or shouldn't. How do I actually meet my life from the truth of what's going on, and listen and be present from there, versus being in this mental emotional state of what should be and should be and should be. And it creates all this unnecessary suffering and emotionality and stress, right? So this is just going to be a really interesting session, because not only are we going to be clearing just like pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of past life, multidimensional, in this life, emotionality and reactivity from these ideas, this should, this concept. Not only will we be doing that, but we're going to start digging really deep into, like, as this stuff starts clearing, you'll start bringing these really deep places within yourself of where these beliefs and concepts are coming from, and where this deeper awakening and deeper truth can take over, can teach you whatever it needs to teach you about these experiences. And it's just, this session's just gonna be this really deep dive into this deeper truth, so you can be more at peace with your life, with yourself, have different approaches to approach it, versus just being in this idea of what it should be, versus, well, this is what it is. How do I actually feel that and meet that from a real place of what I can create true change, or true guidance comes from, of how to navigate the things that I don't like, right? Things that are happening, navigate it from a real place versus the should, right? So there's so much depth in this session that awaits us as this stuff starts clearing out. So that's what I want to share. This path of awakening is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. You really have to be constantly open and willing to look at what we feel is so sacred and so true, to be like, is it though? And it's a very vulnerable and challenging path to be vulnerable and willing and open to drop beyond our shoulds, our ideas, our concepts about ourselves, about each other, and about life, to be like, what is really true in my heart? What is really happening right now? What is my soul really up to versus what I think it should be, right? All right, my loves. So I see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And as always, please feel free to share this invitation with those that you feel could benefit. Thank you, guys. I see you later. Bye for now.